Okay, my friends, before we dive into our word problem today, I have a story for you. And it's about my favorite snack, one of my most favorite snacks in the whole world, raisins. Give me a thumbs up if you like eating raisins, or a thumbs down if you do not like raisins. That's what I thought. Some people like raisins, some people don't. I happen to love them. And I have another friend in our class who I also know loves raisins. Omar, do you love raisins? You do. I know you do. So today's story is about me and Omar. Okay? Listen carefully to my story. And as I tell my story, I want you to get a picture of this story in your mind. Imagine that it's happening. Okay? Here's my story. Miss Goth and Omar are eating some raisins. Can you see us sitting down together eating raisins? Miss Goth has 7 raisins, and then I take 2 more from the box. Okay, let's try to imagine that. I have 7 raisins, and I take 2 more out of my box. I can see that in my mind. Now, Omar had 9 raisins. You can see his 9 raisins in front of me, and he took 2 more from the box. My question, what I want to figure out in this story is, who had the greater number of raisins? Miss Goth or Omar? What a fun story. We're going to find out who had the greater number. But first, I'm going to show you our problem on paper. And as I read our word problem to you, just like this little girl here is getting a picture in her mind, I want you to get a picture in your mind of what is happening in this problem, just like we just did when I told you my story. Okay, my friends, close your eyes. You do not need to look up here. I want you to close your eyes so you can imagine this story in your mind. I'm going to wait till I see everyone's eyes closed. Nice job, my friends. Okay. Get a picture in your mind. Here's our story again. Miss Goth and Omar were eating raisins. Miss Goth had 7 raisins and took 2 more from the box. Omar had 9 raisins and took 2 more from the box. Who had the greater number of raisins, Miss Goth or Omar? Okay, friends, go ahead and open your eyes, and I have a question for you. I'm going to hide our problem. Who can tell me, raise your hand, what's happening in this story I just told you? And here, Christy, you're looking for kids to talk more about the story and less about the specific math. They do not have to say verbatim for how the word problem was written, but you're looking for something like this. This would be an exemplar answer. Miss Goff and Omar are eating some raisins, and then they might have trouble remembering the numbers, and that's fine, but they could say, Miss Goff started with, and you could fill in the blank, 7 and took 2 more. Omar started with 9 and took 2 more. So they're just talking, you want a student to just be able to talk here about what this story is about. Good, friends. Excellent getting a picture of that story in your brain as I was reading. Okay, there's a lot going on in our story today, my friends. So let's take this part by part, okay? And here is what we are going to do. You do not need to write this problem on your whiteboard, okay? But have your whiteboard and marker out, just like I had you get them out before we started. They should be right next to you. Okay. We know that Miss Goff and Omar are eating raisins. Let's circle some numbers that can help us remember and think about what we need to draw. Miss Goff had 7, and then she took 2 more. Let's stop right there. If Miss Goff had 7 and then she took 2 more, let's stop and figure out how many raisins I had. Okay? Go ahead and on your board, divide it in two, and you can write, just like I did, a big line down the middle and then a line across the top. You can write Miss Goff, or you could just put a G and circle it for Goff and an O and circle it for Omar. Hold up your boards when you're ready. I'm going to give you 5 seconds, friends. Do it super speedy quick. Okay, good. So Miss Goff started with 7 and then took 2 more. And here, eventually, Christy, what you would want is just have kiddos draw this. So I would just say, and your kids could probably do that at this point, so you might say here, okay, friends, I'm going to give you 1 minute to show here how many raisins Miss Goff has. And then you can put your phone under the doc cam with a timer of 1 minute and just let kids work for a minute. And then say 1, 2, 3, show me, and have kids show you what they did. Okay, and then what you can do, you did an awesome job today in modeling this using the exemplar that was given in the lesson plan. So you can model using that exemplar, or you could also share out a different strategy if a student used a different strategy, okay? So that would just sound something like this. Okay, friends, good. I saw lots of great strategies for showing how many reasons Miss Goff has. Here's one strategy I saw, and you can name the student who did this. And if a student didn't do this, you can show a different student strategy and then model this one as well. Okay, so watch this strategy, friends. I know that Miss Goff started with 7 raisins. So I'm going to show my 7 like that, and then I took 2 more from the box. What strategy can I use here to figure out how many raisins I had? Raise your hand when you know. Then a student would say, count them or count on. Good. Let's count on. Shake the 7. 7, 8, 9. Good job. I'm going to write that total here. 7 and 2 more equals 9. Miss Goff had 9 raisins. Here's another way you might have shown that, friends. I saw Rebecca using this strategy. She made a number bond. Remember, the 2 lines in a number bond touch the total. So I saw Rebecca do this. 2 lines touch the total, but Rebecca didn't know the total, right? Rebecca knew 7 was one part. She started with 7, and 2 was another part. And 7 and 2 more make 9. 2 lines touch the total. Good. Miss Goff had 9. Good. And a final strategy I saw, some of you just wrote a number sentence like this. 7 plus 2. 7 and 2 more equal 9. So 3 different strategies, friends, of how we could have found 9. Good job. Now let's find how many raisins Omar had. We need to go back to our problem here. I'm going to circle in blue. Let's reread. Omar had 9 raisins and took 2 more. I'm going to give you 1 minute to show me how many raisins Omar had. You could use any of the strategies you see here. 1 minute. Pop it down. Go. And then same here, Christy, you could model strategies. It might be one of these strategies that you choose to model again, or maybe you see a student do quick tens or a different counting strategy, and that's great too. What's important here is that you're emphasizing the range of strategies that can be used, and you did a nice job modeling that today. So then we would show, again, could show 9, 10, 11. You could show a number bond, and you may be showing, again, a different strategy here too, with your 2 parts. You may have shown a number sentence. Okay. All right, friends, so we know Miss Goff had how many raisins? Show me on your fingers the math way. 9. And Omar had how many raisins? Show me on your fingers the math way. You got it, 11. Let's go back to our question. Read with me as I highlight. I want to see lips moving. I want to see you read with me. Who had the greater number of raisins? Miss Goff or Omar? Really important word here is greater means more. Raise your hand when you know who had the greater number. I'm going to wait for lots of hands here. I want you to put a big smiley face on your picture, either by Miss Goff, if she had the greater number, or Omar, if he had the greater number. Make a big smiley face up here. Hide it. You have 5 more seconds. Show me. Then you can do a quick check to see who was able to find which one had greater. Nice, I agree, friends. Omar, lucky Omar. He had more raisins than me, didn't he? Good. So I'm going to write down here, friends, and you can write this with me real quick, speedy quick. Omar had more. Awesome job, friends. Take a few seconds to finish that up.